Hello, I'm Iannone and welcome to the Sports Reel. Guess what, everybody? It's the show's 1 year anniversary! Yeah, it's hard to believe, but I've been ripping into sports movies for a year now. So, how will I mark this occasion? By sharing with you, my dear viewers, one of the worst things I have ever seen. A made-for-TV movie from the good people at Nickelodeon. I give to you, Gym Teacher, the movie. Let me ask you, have you ever been walking through a store and stumbled upon a movie that looked so bad you just had to buy it and see for yourself? Well, that's exactly what happened to me when I saw this thing sitting on a store shelf. I believe God wanted me to review this movie. I don't know what I did to piss him off so much, but hopefully this'll make up for it. So let's bring back all those wonderful memories of gym class that I'm sure everyone in my audience has. This is Gym Teacher, the movie.
Hey! Welcome back to Bloopers! Big Top 10 Blooper Sports Countdown. Watch out! Hey! Number 2, baseball. Wow! Bats, balls, players. Here we go, dugout. Peanuts! Watch out, look out. Hey! Number 2. Oh! Right in the rosin bag.
Excuse me, Chris Kattan? I'm going to have to ask you to stop because you're making me very angry right now. I mean, what the hell are you doing? Did you really think this was funny? It's so mind-numbingly annoying. It's pretty obvious that they didn't give him much of a script. They just gave him a basic premise of hosting a show about sports bloopers and let him improvise. But no one bothered to tell him he wasn't being funny. The only purpose of this opening bit is to show us the past of our main character, Dave Stewie.
Number 1, here we go, what we've all been waiting for. American gymnast Dave Stewie, going for the gold.
Yeah, that's it. Kattan is just there for that one bit of exposition. After that, we never see him again for the rest of the movie. Good, get lost, you suck. So we meet our main character, Dave Stewie, played by Christopher Maloney. He's one of 3 actors in this movie who really ought to know better. And no, Chris Kattan is not one of them. 20 years after his failure at the Olympics, Dave is now, you guessed it, a middle school gym teacher. And oh look, there's a shop teacher with an eye patch, 'cause that joke's never been done before. So while in the teacher's lounge, Dave is approached by Principal Hoffman, played by Amy Sedaris. And that's the second of 3 actors who really ought to know better. I mean, I like Amy Sedaris, but here, she turns in the worst performance in the whole movie. She's like this weird... I don't even know how to describe it. After that, Dave returns to his gym to find a group of kids who he just had in class back for more gym class.
Didn't I already have you kids in class today?
Well, we're supposed to be in science.
Yeah, but how many frogs can you dissect?
Of course! You never learn anything important in math or science class, so skip that nonsense and spend more time learning how to avoid little red balls. So Dave decides to let the kids stick around for a game of dodgeball.
Are we your favorite class?
You bet you are. You know why? Because there's not a loser among you.
Well, what about Derek?
Hey, now, clearly Derek is no brain trust. He's proven that to me beyond my satisfaction. And let's face it, hey, wouldn't want to meet him in the dark anywhere. But what's important here is Derek is no spaz. And trust me, I'm a gym teacher. If there's one thing I know, you can always spot a spaz.
So now we get to meet the new kid in school, Roland, and he meets Principal Hoffman.
3 schools in 2 years. Are you an agitator, Roland? Huh? I don't like agitators in this school. They agitate me. You understand what I'm saying? They agitate me.
Oh, I'm certainly feeling agitated right now.
What's up with that helmet you're wearing?
Well, my mom likes me to wear it when I take gym.
I think it's weird. Are you a weirdo?
I try not to be.
You're not a freak. You're not a nut. I'm allergic to nuts. Don't ever bring me nuts. You understand me?
Wow, way to make the kid feel welcomed. Why don't you give him a swirly while you're at it? Back in gym class, Dave gets a visit from the new English teacher, Winnie, and...
Baby, you are out of sight. You out of sight. I'd rather just go blind now.
Okay, I know he used to be a gymnast, but why on earth would he picture her like that? This is not normal behavior for anyone. I mean, it's pretty obvious that she's going to become the love interest, so does he want her to tie him up with the ribbon, or does he want her to choke him with the ribbon? Why am I asking these questions? Moving on! Winnie wants to talk to Dave about something important, but they're interrupted by Principal Hoffman. She tells Dave that the president is going to make an announcement.
Obesity among children is the main problem our administration is going to tackle this year. That's why I have created the National Gym Teacher of the Year Award, to recognize all the men and women who work hard every day to get our nation's children into shape. Each year, we'll choose a different grade. This year, it's the 8th grade. Everyone will participate, no exceptions. And the gym teacher that drives their class across the finish line first will get a $10,000 check for their school, a huge trophy, and best of all, they'll get their face on a box of Wheaties.
Oh my God, that is the worst George W. Bush impression ever. I mean, this guy wasn't even trying. He looks nothing like Bush. He sounds nothing like Bush. Also, why is President Bush wasting his time by getting involved in gym classes? How can he make everyone participate? Why aren't you fixing New Orleans? So while the kids are excited to participate in the competition, Dave is caving under the pressure because of what happened in the Olympics years ago. He goes to drown his sorrows at a juice bar. Don't question it, we've got enough to deal with as it is. His gym teacher friends try to give him encouragement, but then... Hey, remember how I said there are 3 actors in this movie who really ought to know better? Well, here's the 3rd one.
Dave Stewie.
That's right, it's David Allen Greer playing the rival gym teacher Shelley Bragg. See, in this universe, gym class is the most important thing in the world, and he vows to defeat Dave at the competition because of his failure at the Olympics.
Because you are a disgrace. It sickens me that you're even allowed around children.
Why? All he did was screw up on a vault. You make it sound like he was on an episode of To Catch a Predator. Dave is so depressed he goes home and watches his infamous failure on the vault.
He has good speed, good balance, focus, determination. Yes, and oh, the humanity, the horror, at one time destined to be the face on a cereal box. Now the highlight of late-night blooper shows. Tear up your history books, folks, and go live in a cave. The tragedy of what I have just witnessed will haunt me forever.
You know what? This scene with Dave watching his old failure makes the Chris Kattan opening completely pointless. It explains everything we need to know about Dave's past without being mind-numbingly annoying. If you get rid of the Chris Kattan opening altogether, then you actually have some build-up to this moment where we see why Dave is so unsure of himself. The next day, Roland rides the bus, and go figure, the new kid with the helmet gets picked on. But then this girl befriends him, and she's completely pointless, blah blah blah. Then the kids from the rival prep school roll up beside them in their stretch Hummer limo.
Hey, Hamhock! We'll see you at the gym teacher contest.
Look, I know you need to make the kids seem evil, but why do you need a stretch Hummer limo to do that? I don't care how nice their prep school is. No school could or would have room in their budget for that. Later at gym class, Dave tells the kids that they're not going to enter the competition. Wait, I thought it was mandatory. Oh, screw it. The kids give him a pep talk.
Look, Mr. Stewie, we don't care about what happened in the past. I mean, you are the best gym teacher that we've ever had. Yeah. Right.
You're in the 8th grade. You've had 2 or 3 gym teachers in your whole life. So Dave comes out of his funk, and then he meets Roland. And Christopher Maloney proceeds to do what he does for the majority of the film, and that is a bad impression of Dr. Cox from Scrubs.
And what is that we have on our head?
It's an exact replica of the Galmarian space helmet.
Well, whatever it is, you can't be wearing it in my class because it's not regulation for any sports that I know of.
Can't your ears hear what my mouth is saying? We're gonna go get some ice cream. Just celebrate the day we cheated death. Look at me. I've still got a nutritious meal.
Okay, now, Susan, I know how much you love that special little hat to protect that special little head, but here in gym class, we wear our big boy pants, and those get in the way of our little nerd helmet, so we can either say goodbye to Mr. Helmet, or you can say goodbye to Mr. Helmet. Dave takes off for a minute to plead with Principal Hoffman to have Roland excluded from his gym class so that he won't ruin their chances in the competition. But she can't change the rules, and Dave returns to his class to witness an 8th grade lynching.
Someone want to explain this game to me? I don't recognize it.
So, do you think he's going to do what any teacher would do and punish the kids by not letting them participate in the competition? Nope, he just sends them off to their next class. And then at lunch, we see that every kid in the cafeteria is throwing food at Roland. Is there no supervision or punishment in this school? It's like Darwin Middle School, survival of the fittest. So Dave goes to the juice bar and talks with his friends about how Roland will cost him the competition when someone overhears him.
I used to teach over at Grover Cleveland Elementary till they tossed me out.
Why'd they do that?
I added the noble sport of cockfighting to the curriculum and they called it gross negligence.
What? Why isn't the movie focused on this guy? Clearly he is the most interesting character. The man explains that he was once in a similar situation to Dave's and offers a way to get Roland expelled from school.
It was easy. I just put these in his locker.
Are those pirated movies?
That's right. I got all the latest releases. I download them anyway. A couple of these show up in a kid's locker, enough to show clear intent to sell, and getting expelled will be the least of his problem.
You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't steal a handbag. You wouldn't steal a movie. Unless, of course, you were going to plant it in a kid's locker to get him expelled from school. Then it's okay. So Dave goes back to his office and debates with himself about what he should do.
Bruce, you've gotten the gold, you've broken world records. You've got great hair. Tell me, what should I do?
Marry a really rich woman and get about 20 facelifts. That's what I did.
Dave, you can't do it. He's just a child that'll ruin his life forever. You know, Dave, I have to agree with him. It feels a little creepy. What do you guys think?
Hey, good for you, movie. You had a funny moment. Dave gives in and gets the pirated DVDs. As he plants them in Roland's locker, he spills a juice box down his leg, just as Winnie stops by to talk to him. This leads to another unfunny comedy routine, and they decide to discuss what's on her mind that night over dinner. Later that night, Dave goes to pick up Winnie from her house, and let's see if you've all figured something out at this point. Winnie is a new teacher at the school, and she arrived right at the same time that Roland arrived at the school. What could that possibly mean?
Hey, Mr. Stewie.
What are you doing here?
I live here. Hey.
Friggin' duh! So now that Dave knows the teacher he has a crush on is Roland's mom, he hurries back to the school to get the DVDs out of his locker. But when he removes the DVDs, he's met by Principal Hoffman.
I'm the principal. Why shouldn't I be here?
Because it's after school.
I wasn't following you.
Are you following me?
Because I know exactly what you and your lady friend have been up to.
Look,
God Damn it, Amy Sedaris, what happened? Did the director tell you to do the opposite of whatever comes naturally to you? Because normally you're good, but here, you suck! In fact, who the hell directed this? Let me see here. Paul Danilo. The same Paul Danilo who worked with Amy on Strangers with Candy? Who directed the Strangers with Candy movie? He directed this? So after Dave manages to talk his way out of getting in trouble with Principal Hoffman, he takes Winnie to dinner. After dinner, she explains what happened to Roland's father.
Do you mind me asking how his father died?
He was killed during a picnic.
Oh, it's so rare.
It was during the potato sack race.
Look, I know this is supposed to be a comedy, but how am I supposed to take this woman's situation seriously when her husband died in the most ridiculous way possible? Dave promises to Winnie that he'll go soft on Roland. The next day, he starts to realize that he no longer has a chance of winning the competition. But Roland decides he's tired of being scared and he wants to compete. So he and Dave agree to train after school hours.
On your mark, get set, be normal!
Okay, why is this kid so unathletic? I mean, being uncoordinated is one thing, but he's just trying to run a lap. And he's not fat, so is the kid a chain smoker or something? Then we see the class arrive for a qualifying round of the competition. Dave runs into his rival, Bragg, and tries to be civil.
Look, why don't we just bury the hatchet, huh? May the best man win.
The sight of you makes my butt itch.
What?
The sight of you makes my butt itch. The sight of you makes my butt itch. The sight of you makes my butt itch.
The sight of you makes my butt itch. This is what happens when you have adults trying to write insults that they think kids would say. Come on, if you said that to somebody in real life, they wouldn't get offended. They would just laugh in your face. In fact, I'm gonna prove that to you right now.
Oh, hi!
The sight of you makes my butt itch. The sight of you makes my butt itch. The sight of you makes my butt itch.
How dare you say that to me? How dare you? You know what? I'm a forgiving guy. Come here.
You know, the sight of you makes my butt itch. That's all I got.
Jerk!
Hello everyone, I'm that gothic kid. Excuse me. The sight of you makes my butt itch.
Tag me, Paul! Give me the camera! Get him, get him, get him! Take him down, take him down! Gothic kid style!
Okay, apparently I need to be more careful about who I say that to. I'm gonna go lay down for a minute because I think I might have a concussion. Oh boy. Everything's spinning. Everything's spinning. So it comes down to the final event, the rope climb, and Roland is the one who has to compete. Of course, he fails miserably and bruises some ribs, but the class manages to qualify anyway because one of the other schools gets disqualified for cheating. Dave realizes he has to step up the training with Roland, and of course the only way to do that is with a training montage.
In your hometown and there's nowhere to go, where all the will around you, but does anybody know? When you fall and you face the end, then you look around and you know you're looking at friends.
Okay, that settles it. Roland has some form of muscular dystrophy. How else would you explain him having trouble with the most basic of exercises like climbing stairs? After all that, it's finally time for the national finals in the gym teacher competition. Winnie is reluctant to let Roland go, so Dave lies and assures her Roland won't be competing, just acting as a team manager. It's a school bus! There are no seat belts! So the team arrives at the gym teacher competition finals. They rush to see the arena floor, which looks more like the set of American Gladiators. They also run into Bragg and his class. Wait, why is he dressed like a pimp? Why are all of his students dressed like pimps? What school would ever approve of uniforms like that? I don't think I can take much more of this. Roland tells Dave that he's feeling nervous.
Mr. Stewie?
What is it, Roland?
I'm nervous about tomorrow.
Well, get in line.
I wish my mom was here.
Well, look, now, you know as well as I do that if she were, that means that you wouldn't be. And if she knew that you were competing, you'd be on the next bus home, and I'd be going to jail for kidnapping. So why don't you relax in your room while I introduce myself to a banana mash?
So Bragg calls Winnie to tell her that they need her consent in order for Roland to compete. Fearing for her son's life, she drives all the way to the team's hotel to take him home, and she threatens to bring Dave up on charges. She takes Roland to a motel where they spend the night before driving home in the morning.
You've been scared ever since Dad died, scared of everything. And you know what? I was scared too. But Mom, I'm not scared anymore. Mr. Stewie taught me not to be scared. He showed me that I could do it and not be scared. Mr. Stewie taught me I could take the helmet off my head. Maybe it's time you took the helmet off your heart.
Fuck you! Take the helmet off your heart? Are you fucking kidding me? That line just made my soul shit itself. I can't do it! I can't fucking take this anymore! I am just going to plow through the rest of this goddamn movie! When he goes back to the hotel and allows Roland to compete, the teams battle it out, the fucking mascots compete for some reason. Roland has to climb the rope to win the competition, which of course he does, so Dave is named Gym Teacher of the Year, but Bragg still says he's a loser, so Dave shows him by overcoming his fear and jumping over the vault, and then the movie ends with Dave showing the kids he got the team picture put on the Wheaties box. That's it, we're done, this movie sucks! I don't think I've ever been so annoyed by any movie. The dialogue ranges from dumb to vomit-inducing, the jokes aren't funny, the kids are all bland and uninteresting, and the adult actors try way too hard to make something out of nothing. Amy Sedaris and David Alan Grier's talents are wasted, and Christopher Maloney tries too hard to ham it up. Well, now that I'm done with the review, there's only one thing left to do. Alright, let's see you dodge this. Man, that felt good. Well, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I hope you'll continue to watch as I bring you another year of ripping on sports movies. I'm Iannone, and those are the highlights.
shit. Oh, that was contact right there.
That is, yeah.
That's going in the blooper reel.
Hey, man. Is your hand okay?
Yeah, my hand's fine. Don't worry about your...
Is your hand okay? Because my face is fucked.
I'd probably deserve it.